Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Edges in 30K Media. It's been a while, but it's great to be back. In this video, I wanted to actually share my 2000 with you guys and talk about doing the AP1 to AP2 headlight conversion. So I have an AP1, which is 2003 model year, and I did the headlight conversion, as you can see in the back. I'm running AP2 headlights now. But the whole process was a great learning experience for me, and I wanted to share you guys my thoughts and give you guys feedback on how everything went. So right off the bat, why did I do the headlight conversion? I think the AP2 looks better than the AP1. That's just my opinion. And I think it looks more refined, but I like the mechanical aspect of the AP1 better because it has a 9K red line, suspension is a little stiffer, and I actually like that. So to get the best of both worlds, I wanted to change my AP1 into an AP2. It looks like an AP2, I guess cosmetically at least. The headlights was one of them. And there's a lot of steps that you need to kind of like pay attention to do this conversion, I guess, correct, to have everything fully plug and play. In my opinion, plug and play means you basically put everything in and plug everything in, everything bolts up and works. You don't need to do any cutting or retrofitting or anything like that. There's a lot of threads and stuff on STKI that I follow that people actually have to cut and mold and get everything to fit. And in my opinion, I like to do everything like the right way. So I bought all the AP2 parts to do this job. So let's get started. So the first thing on the list is you need to buy a set of 2004 headlamps. And these are the headlamps here. They're actually really expensive. I paid about $850 on Majestic Honda for these. I looked up hardtopguy.com to see how much he charged, and it was roughly, I think, $1,700 to $1,800 just to get the whole kit. So if you buy the headlamps, you buy the igniters, the ballasts, the wires, everything. I'll talk about wires in a bit. But you need a pair of these, and I got it from Majestic Honda. It shipped to me just fine. Everything was packaged well, and they're brand new, so you don't need to worry about buying anything used. Secondly, you need AP2 ballasts. And as you guys can see here, let me show you guys the AP1 ballast on the AP1 headlamp. It's big. It's a lot bigger than the AP2. So if you want to go the retrofitting and cutting route, you're going to need to take this off, but I didn't. So I went ahead and just left it on there. What's the point of getting, or I guess what's the advantage of getting AP2 ballast? Well, there's no cutting required. When you run the wire into the headlamp itself, you don't need to cut anything. Everything just plug and play directly. And the fitment is better. So when you get an AP2 part with an AP2 headlamp, everything just goes in. You don't need to do any retrofitting. And in the long run, I think that's good because you might not be exposed to the elements, but say it's raining or you're washing your car, there might be wind leaks or like water leaks, moisture can get in there. So everything just fits better when you stick and get AP2 parts. And they're fairly cheap on eBay. I got these used actually from a low mileage S2000. If you guys are looking for used ones, just make sure that it's coming off an S2000 that's low mileage, because if it's high mileage, it might be driven longer and it might not last as long. So that's the only downside I can think of is buying a used one is it might go out on you, but it's a risk I'm willing to take, and I feel like as long as you just get a low mileage one, you should be okay. The third item on the list is this wire. So this is the wire that basically connects the ballast and then goes into the harness, headlamp harness on your car. So this harness is actually very, very hard to find. And here, I'll post the part number right here. It's actually 33147-S28-A11. This is a wire that I looked around for a lot. Prior to doing the job, I wanted to source everything out before I actually started the job, and I called pretty much 3 or 4 Honda dealers, and they told me that there's only one on back order, and the rest are like you have to just buy news because they don't make these anymore. Luckily, on my part, when I bought the ballast, one of the ballasts came with this wire, so I just had to make the wire myself for the other one. And to make this wire, it's basically a positive and negative. There's no like resistor or anything like that inside the wire, so you just have to just find positive and negative. I basically found one on my O2 sensor in one of my older cars, and I just spliced them together. I soldered it, and then I used butt crimp connectors, and I put electro tape on it, and then rubber heat shrink on the outside. So it's pretty firm in there, like when I'm driving, I don't want it to be like moving around or exposed to the elements. So yeah, it's a rare part to get for sure if you want to get all OEM, but if you're lucky, you might find it. If not, just make it like I did. Everything works just fine. I've been driving the car for a little over a week now, and headlights have been working great. They're about $60 each if you want to get them brand new, so it's about $120. Keep in mind they're fairly expensive. Fourth item on the list you're going to need are AP2 igniters, and these are about $45 each. So if you get the igniters, make sure that you get them. You can get them brand new or you can get them used. Make sure they're from a low mileage S2000. I actually did the job, and I found out that I had to buy these igniters, so I actually postponed my job. I had to wait at least a week to get these. Direct fitment, if you want everything to be a direct fitment, you're going to need to buy AP2 igniters, and I'll post a link in the description where I got these from. There's something optional that I actually replaced on my car, and I think when you have all the headlights off, it's good to change out your blinking lights, bulbs, and your parking bulb. And for the parking bulb, I got LEDs, Philip LEDs, and I think the number code for that is 194. Look for those if you're replacing with LEDs. I think they look a lot better than halogens, and they last longer too. So get those. Also, you kind of want to do this while your headlights are completely off the car, because if you do it while the headlights are on, you're gonna have to stick your hand inside the headlight, and if your hands are fat or you have fat arms, it's hard to do that. And luckily I have skinny arms. But the total cost of doing this is about $1,100 on my end. So that's buying the headlights, buying the ballasts, buying the igniters, and that's about $1,110. And if you retrofit it, you can do it for a little cheaper, but I want to do it right. So you kind of want to spend the money to I guess reap the benefits in the long run versus cutting, retrofitting. It might work for you, but in the long run, it might actually come back and hurt you. So that's my opinion. So in conclusion, I think when you have the bumper completely off, if you're running an AP2 bumper on an AP1 S2000, you're gonna have to cut the support beam. So I actually went back and rust treated that. I painted it, and so I made sure that the bare metal that was exposed wasn't gonna rust over time. So it's something just preventative maintenance that I figured that I'd do. Overall, get OEM AP2 parts. Don't retrofit. Don't get cheap parts. Get OEM. Get Honda. You'll thank me for that in the long term. Also, seal your headlights. I have a sealant that I use to seal the headlights that prevents it from getting oxidized, and it's a thin coating that goes over your headlights. You can't really tell, but go ahead and do that. And you're going to need a long screwdriver to adjust your HIDs. And if you take a look at the forum thread, there's a picture on there that I use to follow, and it tells you exactly how to do it. Just adjust it with a screwdriver, put it up to the wall, and make sure everything lines up. You don't want to be blinding people on the street, on the freeway. But yeah, if you guys have any questions or comments, feel free to let me know. I'll try to post bits and videos and pieces here and there of what I did, the progress that I made, but I think it's a lot easier to actually do it and then tell you guys and give you guys feedback versus just doing it and filming because it's so much work and it's time consuming. But yeah, that's the AP2 headlight conversion on an AP1. I didn't see much videos on YouTube about this, so I figured I wanted to cover it and give you guys an in-depth, informational DIY on it. And if you guys have any questions, I'll definitely take the time out to reply and give you guys some feedback. So yeah, check out the links in the description. If you guys haven't liked the video, please do so, and please subscribe. I'll try to make more videos. And if you guys have any questions, email me. I'll talk to you guys soon, all right? Thanks for subscribing, and for those of you that have gotten the stickers to my channel, let me know what you think. Talk to you guys soon. Peace.